Hey and welcome to a new week in the Porsche on Road Atlanta. This track has many blind turns and braking points. The biggest secret to master them all is practice. You won't get around turning some laps before your first race. The Porsche is strong in fast-paced combinations, which makes the car a great pick here, but you have to be precise around the curbs. Hitting a curb at the wrong time will mess with your car, screw your acceleration, and you will lose your biggest advantage. Let's jump right into the lap. Approach the first turn from the far left. Your marker has the pathway, which is also on the left. Be soft on the brakes and patient with your downshifts. You want to take this turn at the limit without disturbing the balance of the car. Attack the apex and be aggressive on the throttle. You want to engage it as early as possible to carry momentum into the uphill section. The uphill part is blind and there's no secret besides practice. You want to stay around the middle of the track and turn in once you get closer to the crest. Look for the curb on the left hand side, use it for orientation and engage the brakes before you reach it. You want to be smooth and push the car to the left to get a nice and wide angle for the next turn in. Don't risk anything here, focus on hitting a smooth line and the car will do the work for you. Attack the curb and be aggressive on the throttle again. You want to stay on the throttle all the way down the hill until you reach the next braking zone. Stay on the inside and keep pushing the car to the left. As mentioned before, be careful how you approach the curbs. This always depends on the session and your setup, but generally it's better to not attack them. The Porsche doesn't like it. The car will hop and it will mess with your acceleration. You can lean on them to make use of the additional space, but I wouldn't go hard on them until you build up enough momentum. The next turn is blind, but you can use the curb on the left as marker to find your turn-in point. Position the car on the left side of the track, turn in and aim for the apex. Like mentioned before, it's important to stay on the throttle. The curb on the right is your marker for the next braking zone. Hit the brakes before you reach it and push the car to the right to get a wide angle for the exit. Avoid the curb on the inside, you want a clean exit over anything. The 200 meter board on the left is your marker for the next turn. Tap the brakes, adjust your speed and accelerate towards the short straight. The next turn is blind again and there's no solid brake marker. You can use the curb and the billboards for orientation, but that's it. It's one of those places you have to practice to develop a feeling for them. Swing onto the curb to get a wide angle for the entry and hit the brakes. Like mentioned before, to get the most out of the car you want to keep it balanced. Avoid the curbs and try to be early on the throttle. The last marker is the 100 meter board. Go hard on the brakes and shift down early to get some support from the engine brake. It will help you to decelerate faster. Attack both curbs, start to engage the throttle after passing the first one, and step on it right when you pass the second one. Last but not least, take your time to practice the pit entry. The pit entry is exceptionally difficult because it's blind, goes downhill, has no runoff area and a tricky turn. You really don't want to mess it up in your race, so don't forget to give it a few tries during your practice sessions. That's it, the cockpit lap with my inputs will come up next. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below or visit the community Discord. You can find all additional lap files there which allow you to practice against my Ghost or compare your telemetry with mine. There are also a ton of other databases, it's worth checking out. I wish you all the best for the next week and see you next time!